Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful morning this morning, and today I would like to go over the XRP price chart. So I just want to let you guys know real quick, sorry, I've been feeling a little bit under the weather, so I've just been kind of resting, trying to get my voice back, but I still wanted to come on and talk to you guys about what's happening with XRP. I know we're going through a fairly exciting time right now, interesting. I mean, honestly, it seems like we're dropping off a cliff, and I know that if you're an XRP holder, that's seems to be the norm, but honestly, it always kind of stings a little bit. As far as the price chart goes, let's go ahead and zoom in here. So I gave you guys this TVP on the 31st of October, and then we came up here and we chopped around, we hung heavy the whole time, came through, and then boom, shot all the way through it, came back up, touched the line, so then retest on that level, and then boom, came back down again. Pretty sharp sell-off, I'm not gonna lie. As far as the price action goes, it's fairly normal to see this type of activity at the end of the month and beginning of the new month. So I'm going to go ahead and go out. So as you could see here, another correct prediction. Come on, guys. If you're watching this, you already know. I called it downside. We knew exactly where it was going. It came here, went a little bit further. No surprise. Okay. But, I still am wary of this low here, 0.486. I personally didn't think that this would get run, but, it looks, now that price is so far down here, it is definitely possible. But I do believe that we'll get a move up pretty soon, at least in this new month, and really what's happening right now is the monthly candle for November is filling out the downside liquidity for the range. So let me zoom out. So I think right now we can go to the monthly candles, actually, which we don't usually do, but let's just say we go to the monthly candles. So as we could see here, this is our new monthly candle for November, and right now we're getting downside liquidity to fill out the range. On all these other green candles you see here, do you see any of them that are flat on the bottom? No, none of these green candles are flat on the bottom. If this candle for November would have just shot straight up like everyone wanted it to, we wouldn't have gotten any downside liquidity and there would be no wick on the bottom. So what's happening right now? We're filling out the wick on the bottom for November. The question is, and the trading range, liquidity providers are filling it, but the question is how long will this wick go? How far will the wick go down before we turn around and turn this possibly into a green candle? I think as we can see here, there's a few examples. This one right here, this one right here. These are all possibilities. As of now, we're filling out our downside liquidity. And then if we go, so we know where we're at. It's the beginning of the month. A lot of people say escrow dump. I'm not sure how much I believe about that, but we definitely are filling out the bottom side range for this new November candle so that we can have a nice wick on the bottom if we were to get a green candle upwards. So let's pull it back into the weekly. See, now the weekly is a little bit more interesting here. I would prefer if on a week, because this is the last day of the week. And if we end right here, we're going to get this extremely bearish red candle with the low really close to the weekly low. And we don't really want that. I would prefer to see this candle kind of in the next 5 hours, 6 hours, come up here, create a little bit more of a downside wick so that when we change over weekly candles into next week's candles today, then we're going to be able to still sustain a downside wick to fill out the range without breaking down just completely. So I like it if this candle kind of came up a little bit here, we closed a little bit higher, then we go over to the next candle, weekly range, we have to fill out the downside, go down here, it doesn't get past the low of these candles, and then boom, we start to move up. So I would like to see this weekly candle that we're on right now come up a little bit before the changeover of the candles. So then if we do get that downside range and liquidity providers are filling the bottom side, then we can go ahead and not come too far down and completely break out of here, but just kind of switch over, small wick down, and then start to head up. That would be ideal. So we'll see what happens the next 5 to 6 hours. Just keep your eyes on that. So now that kind of explains the longer time frame and how we got here and why we're seeing some downside pressure here at the beginning of the new month, just to fill out that downside range. We knew it would happen. It is a little bit heavier than expected, and that's all right. I'm going to go down here to the 30-minute just to go over this really quickly with everybody. So yeah, we got this dump down where we've been at right now. We got this dump down, and we're kind of trying to find a bottom here. We're wondering if we're going to go past this low over here of 0.486. We're wondering if we're going to tag that before we head up. And as far as the price action goes, as far as the price action goes, I'm just going to do a quick example for you guys and go into a much smaller time frame. But this blue line, you can see that it was really important. We shot right through it, came back up, tested, and came down. But now this space inside here, I'm going to zoom in on this just to give you guys a little perspective on what's going on. I know sometimes I'm more on the 30, but I think today would be a good time to go down to the 5 and to go ahead and show you guys what I see that's going on here. So as we can see here, this was that same exact structure that we saw on the larger time frame where we just broke down right now. So what's going on here? It's not just madness. It's actually something that happens every single time. XRP is made up of these exact structures. They repeat over and over and over. And these structures make up all of XRP's price action. So we're on the 5-minute. You can see here we have this, you could almost say it's a triangle right here. I'm going to draw these lines. So you see that. There's your triangle that XRP always makes, right? Just in the most basic sense. So there's your triangle that XRP almost always makes. That's actually what it's making on the larger time frame here of the monthly candles. So this is the same exact structure that's making on a monthly time frame. Now, if I invert scale, doesn't this price action look familiar? Yes, it does. Look, if you were to go back, let's just say, and we compare this to the macro, to the monthly candles, what's this right here? Oh, this is going to be your 2017 bull run top, comes down, and then here's your 2020, 2021, peak right here, and then we're in this sideways consolidation like we are right now, constricting, boom, and then this one popped to the upside. So sometimes it's made of the same structure, this triangle, but sometimes they break to the upside and sometimes they break to the downside. The macro structure, I do believe it will break to the upside, just like this one looks like it is, even though it's inverted scale. This one happened to break to the downside, but they break both to the upside and the downside. And as far as a measured move for this, you take the top, measure it to the bottom, and then you put that in the middle of the structure, and that'd be about your measured move. For XRP, it'd be an extremely high amount on the macro, but as you can see here, we kind of already hit this target right here. We're wicking through it, and then we're getting a little bit of respite. But the thing is once these moves, because XRP has a very spiky nature, it explodes upwards and then it comes back down really quick. Once these levels are taken and the juice from the triangle and this structure is gone, then usually it kind of chills out and cools down. So anyway, there is a little bit of repeating structure that's going on here. It's not just random. This is the exact structure from the 2017 to now structure, and then you see on this we just got a break. It happened to be the downside, same exact structure. Measured move up, you hit the target, and then now we're coming back down. And by the end of the day today, we'd like to see XRP get a little bit of relief. So when we change over weekly candles, then we're going to be in a good spot. We knew that the monthly candle was going to come down just to fill out that range. And hopefully we're going to see how far we go down right now. And then we'll be heading up for the rest of the week and have a great November. Thank you.